It's your boy here, Double H, coming at you from a secret location because you know what? I give you the post-match views here with your boy, your main man, your dog. Sorry about that. Your main man, the dog, the Don Corleone, the Double H, the hope of the have, the have of the hope of the having, hope of the have hope. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Argentina against Holland. Guys, many people would call this a boring match. I call this should have been a World Cup final. This felt like the World Cup final back in '94. It was a tight game. People who call this a boring match and useless match really don't understand the brilliance of tactics and the brilliance of defense. Can we give the mob boss some cred? I mean, is that an offense? Can we give the mob boss some cred? Okay. The mob boss, aka Alejandro Sabella, defensively he pulled up because Messi decided not to show up. A few nice skills here. Messi decided not to show up, but defensively Holland amazing. Defensively Argentina amazing. And for me, the man of the match was between Vla and Mascherano. But you've got to really give it to the team that wins. So man of the match, I've got to give it to Mascherano only above Vla because Vla was amazing. You can forget about the penalty miss. Vla, because that's not what he does. He's a defender. He's not expected to score a penalty, but he defensively amazing. He had Messi on lockdown. Mascherano, for me, because we have to be fair here. For football is about all positions. I don't like strikers taking all of the glory, midfielders taking all of the glory. Like best goal. I think there should be an award for the best tackle. And for me, right now, the two best tackles of the World Cup so far is between Bart Simpson's tackle on Hulk and Mascherano's tackle on Robin. Those are, I mean, for me, I'd still have to say Bart Simpson, but Mascherano's tackle was Baresi-esque from USA 1994. So, I mean, amazing. Absolutely amazing, you know. But you look at the game, man, it was tight. Robin, I felt slightly overshadowed Messi because Robin, he tried a few things and it was that Mascherano block that did him in. But at the end of the day, this was what we call football tactics. Anybody that loves football, strategy of football, like tactics of football, this is what we like. This is full-on defense. But Van Gaal has been amazing this tournament. I feel that even despite this, Van Gaal has been the coach of the tournament easily. If there's an award for coach of the tournament, Van Gaal, Holland were never supposed to be to the semi. This Holland team were never supposed to be playing for a third place playoff. They just weren't. This is probably the weakest Holland team I've seen. This is because because it's similar to the 2010 team, but that 2010 team had Van Bronckhorst. It did have Van Bommel, so it had much more experienced players and a better keeper as well. But I think Van Gaal got his tactics wrong. I couldn't give a crap whether Van Persie was tired. De Jong was just coming up from an injury. I just thought that, you know what, he had to think about the whole Tim Krul thing, because Cannavaro made a very good point, you know, because many people were saying that, there should be no pressure on Silas, it won't really bother him. But because I've been a keeper before in a penalty shootout, and I have saved penalties before, so here, and keepers love penalty shootouts because you're never under pressure. You are never expected to save. You're never expected to save any penalty, and so you can only be a hero. You can't really fail. You can't really be a villain. This was the first time ever where Citizen, he was actually under pressure to save the penalties. Because if you don't save them, then it's like, oh man, Tim Krul should have played. And the worst thing was that he dived in the right direction twice, and he should have saved Max's penalty. And I'm convinced that, because look at Aguero's penalty, it wasn't that great. Yes, it was in the bottom, it wasn't that great. So I think that it would have been, Krul would have saved those penalties. Krul would have saved those penalties. I think I think that Van Persie should have stayed on, hustled on. I don't care how tight he was, and he should have brought on Krul. But also as well, Holland should have taken the initiative early in the match. I think because Snyder came and said, "Oh, they played for penalties." No, both teams played for penalties. if Holland had taken the initiative, really attacked Argentina, and trusted their defense to keep Argentina on lock when they counted, but they really took the game to Argentina, Holland would have won this in 90 minutes. And I'm talking either Huntelaar and Van Persie, or Huntelaar should have started. You drop Van Persie because he's been crap ever since the group stages have finished, and you really attack these guys. And I felt that the Depay should have played ahead of Wijnaldum, and you really go and attack that Argentina team, because Wijnaldum should have said, no, these guys are looking to play for penalties. So therefore, because you never want your game to go to penalties. The only time you are happy to, let's ride on penalties is perhaps a World Cup final, where it's okay, it's all in or out. Semi-final, especially in a match like this where Holland, I felt, were the better team, especially in extra time, take the game to them. Take the game to them. But guys, the Pope is Argentine. The Pope is Argentine. And it's amazing. They really got to the final. These guys really got to the final. And because for me, I mean, that's because remember, Messi, he could be a fifth horseman. We already know who the four horsemen are: Ronaldo, Zidane, Pele, and Maradona. And I did say that if Messi wins the World Cup, he'll become the fifth horseman automatically, which Robin could have done as well. And I feel sorry for Robin. But can I make Messi the fifth horseman if he doesn't show up in the semi and doesn't show up in the final, and therefore has to rely on penalties or something else for them to win? It's tricky. It's tricky. And because Messi, he wasn't there. He really wasn't there. But I think that, you know what, well, at the end of the day, you say Messi wasn't there. Messi did a hell of a lot more than Van Persie. As in, if you want to compare captains, Messi did a lot more, because Van Persie did literally. I was even saying to my amigo that, wait, is Van Persie playing? I actually forgot Van Persie was actually playing. But yeah, very, very disappointing from Van Persie, who really has never, ever shown up in a major tournament for Holland. He's never shown up. And I think that, you know, Van Gaal, you shot yourself in the foot by making him captain. You should have made Snyder captain, which frees you to drop Van Persie and actually play Huntelaar, a fully functional striker. And I think that the big disappointment is, again, Huntelaar wasn't really given the chance that he really deserved in the first team. And he's always sort of played second fiddle to Van Persie, because Van Persie has always just had this favoritism thing with him, whereas, like, does he really deserve to start ahead of Huntelaar? He doesn't. It's not the way I know. He doesn't, because I think that Van Persie, 2010 he did nothing, 2012 he did nothing, and this World Cup, fair enough, good group stages. After the group stages, he did nothing. But then, you know, people talk about, oh, Messi, he's not scored in the knockout stages. Who broke from midfield, second half of extra time, and gave that pass to Di Maria when it was going to penalties? Who kept the control of the ball with three Belgian men all around him, jiggled round and laid the ball off to Di Maria, taking out those three players from the midfield? That is why I've said that. I said I don't. Okay, fair enough, you can't have the goals, but what I've liked of what Messi has done is that he has really been involved, and in either scored the goals or involved in those goals being scored. And if Messi was not in this team, Argentina are not in the semis. That's a fact. If Messi is not in this team, Argentina are falling to Belgium. They're either falling to Belgium or they're probably losing on penalties to the Swiss, but they are falling to Belgium. They're falling to Belgium. So I think that we look at this again. You know, for Holland, I just think that it's, you know, you have to say it is a successful tournament. You know, looking as one of the goal correspondents for Holland, it was a successful tournament because they exceeded expectations. But at the end of the day, but remember what I said before. If Holland are to lose in the semis, don't lose in the final. And I thought Holland would give Germany a game, but there was always a possibility that Holland, you could go to the final and you could actually lose in the final again for the fourth time. But guys, Argentina are in the final, and Messi is 90, 120, or a penalty kick away from pretty much being a monster. Because I think at the end of the day, if Messi wins that World Cup, you can say, oh, he didn't show up. He did. Based on what he's done, the kind of player that he is, what he's achieved, but also how he's sort of redefined the game as an individual player, he's got to be a host, man. He's got to be put in amongst the greats. I will still say, even if he wins this, I will still put Maradona above him. I'll still put Zidane above him. I'll still put Ronaldo above him, and probably even Pele. I just think that, Maradona will always be just a more... For me, Maradona is for football. In my opinion, people may disagree. Maradona is football. He is the purity of the sport. He is the sport. He is football. Anybody that knows football, Maradona is essentially for football. Because when you talk about emotions, passion, trying hard, and just the beauty, the grace. But guys... For Argentina, man, they did it, and I say again, man, this people, before you say, oh no, Messi, that's what you call a team performance. Every Argentine player sweated and left the blood on the pitch. They defended like dogs. Mascherano, man, defended like a freak. Wasn't only that tackle, his defense, coming back, holding the ball, running with the ball. What if Argentina win the World Cup in Brazil? 7-1 wasn't bad enough. What if they win the World Cup in Brazil?